Now we move to a concept called subgame perfect equilibrium. What is the concept of subgame perfect equilibrium? Let's do it with an example. Best way to think about it. Let's do it with an example. Let me share an example and then explain to you what do we mean by a subgame perfect equilibrium. So it's a sequential game. Subgame is a sequential game. Sequential as in first player one is moving. Player one can play any two strategies. Say player one is doing up or down. Player one plays up. Player two has an option of playing left or right. Again, player one plays down. Player two again has the option of playing either left or right. And similarly, let's point out what are the payoffs. So what is happening is one plays up, then two will either play left or two will play right. If two plays left, it will be an outcome of 2 comma 5 where 2 is person's 1 payoff and 5 is person two's payoff. 5 comma 2, 5 is person one's payoff, 2 is person two's payoff. Player one plays down, player two can play either left or right. Okay, so this is called a sub game because first one makes a move, then two makes a move. So it is a game within a game. It's a game within a game. Hence, it's called a sub game. Game, then inside a game, I have a sub game. That's why it's called a sub game, right? Now, in order to find a sub game perfect equilibrium, we need to find out this by something called backward induction. Now, what is backward induction? Consider it in this way that if player one plays down, player two will play either left or right. Logically, player two will play right because if player two plays left, he'll get an outcome of 0. If he plays right, he gets an outcome of 1. So if player one plays down, player two will play right. It's a rational assumption by the first person that if I play down, player two will play right because 1 is a better outcome than 0. Okay. If player one plays up, player two will play this 2 comma 5. Why should player 2 play 2 comma 5? Because 2 comma 5 will give player 2 a higher payoff than 5 comma 2, right? So player 1 knows that if player 1 plays up, player 2 will play left. And player 1 knows that if player 1 plays down, player 2 will play right. Okay. So what should player 1 do? Should player 1 play up or should player 1 play down? Player 1 has this entire information. Okay, so before actually deciding to play up or down, player one is seeing the future and foreseeing what player two will do. Okay, this foreseeing assumption is called backward induction. I'm going backwards. I'm seeing the future and then going back in the present. That is called backward induction. Okay, so by this backward induction strategy, what should player one do and what will be the outcome? Can you please tell me that? Put that in the chat box. It's a very logical game. Think about it and tell me what should player one do and what will be the outcome. So if you can see that player one plays up, it is rational for player two to play 2 comma 5. Okay. If player 1 plays up, player 2 will play left. This player 1 already knows in the present. If I play up, player 2 will play left and 2 comma 5 will be the outcome. If I play down, 2 will play right and 3 comma 1 will be the outcome. So obviously player 1 will want a 3 comma 1 outcome than a 2 comma 5, because 3 is better for player 1 than 2. So player 1 will play down and player 2 will play right, and 3 comma 1, 3 comma 1 is called the subgame perfect equilibrium. This is called the subgame perfect equilibrium, because what is happening is player 1 can see the future, and player 1 knows that player 2 will maximize his or her payoff. Hence, player 1 plays up, player 1 will get 2. Player 1 plays down, player 1 will get 3. So obviously 3 is better than 2. Hence, player 1 will play down and player 2 will play right. So the subgame perfect equilibrium here is player 1 will play up, player 2 will play right. Sorry, player 1 will play down and player 2 will play right. Is this absolutely clear to everyone? Anyone having any doubts in this, please ask. Now, this is a subgame perfect equilibrium. What if we want to write this in terms of a pure strategy or a normal form game? So in the normal form game, how will this look? This is player 1, this is player 2. Okay. Player 1 will play up, down. Player 2 will play left, right. Up left, 2, comma 5. Up right, 5, comma 2. Down left, 0, comma 0. Down right, 3, comma 1. Okay. So this sequential game I can write in pure strategies. This payoff matrix is called a normal form game in pure strategies. Okay. Can you tell me what will be the Nash equilibrium in this payoff matrix? Please tell me what will be the Nash equilibrium in this payoff matrix. I hope all of you are able to see this, that the Nash equilibrium in pure strategies is 2, comma 5. Subgame perfect equilibrium was down right. Pure strategy Nash equilibrium is up left. Down is a strictly dominated strategy. Up is a dominant strategy. So player 1 will play up and player 2 will play left, and 2 comma 5 will be the Nash equilibrium. So can you see that if I transform this sequential subgame into a pure strategy normal form game, the Nash equilibrium changes. Therefore, the concept of subgame perfect equilibrium is not always synonymous to Nash equilibrium. Okay. Nash equilibrium in pure strategies may be different to a subgame perfect equilibrium. I'm saying may be different because it is not always different. Here it is different. That is why I chose this as an example to share with you that please don't get confused with the aspect that a Nash equilibrium is always a subgame perfect equilibrium. Okay, it's not always. Not always. So if we were to talk about the definitions, subgame perfect, Nash equilibrium, and backward induction, An extensive form game can contain a part that could be considered a smaller game in itself. Such a smaller game that is embedded in a larger game is called a subgame, as I shared with you earlier. A main property of backward induction is that when restricted to a subgame of the game, the equilibrium computed using the backward induction remains an equilibrium of the subgame. Subgame perfect generalizes this notion to a general dynamic game. Okay, so the definition is a Nash equilibrium is said to be subgame perfect if and only if it is a Nash equilibrium in every subgame of the game. A subgame must be well defined game when it is properly separated. That is, it must contain an initial node, and all the moves and information sets from that node on must remain in the subgame. So it's a game within a game. There is a Nash equilibrium which is called a subgame perfect Nash equilibrium, and there is a Nash equilibrium in pure strategies. We saw that the pure strategy Nash equilibrium may not be the same as the subgame perfect Nash equilibrium. Perfect. Okay. Now look at this game. Can you please tell me what will be the subgame perfect equilibrium for this game? This game is called the centipede game for obvious reasons, because it looks like a centipede or a caterpillar. Okay. Please tell me this centipede game, what will be the subgame perfect equilibrium here? With this example, hopefully the concept of backward induction will be absolutely clear. So looking at the last step, player one will play either alpha or delta. So which one will player one play? Player one will play obviously 3 comma 3 or delta. Player 2 sitting in the second period will know that if player 2 plays A, player 1 will play delta. There is perfect information. So player 2 knows that if player 2 will play A, he will get a payoff of 3. And if player 2 plays D, he is getting a payoff of 0, comma 4. So sitting in the second period, player 2 will not play A, player 2 will play D, because player 2 will know that if player 2 plays A, player 1 will play delta and he'll get a payoff of 3. Whereas if player 2 plays D, he will get a payoff of 4. This player 1 will anticipate in the previous period, and player 1 will know that if player 1 plays A, player 2 will play D and the game finishes and player 1 will get 0. So player 1 will choose not to play A but to play D directly, so that at least player 1 gets a payoff of 1, which is greater than a payoff of 0. This is called backward induction. Looking at the future, player 2 played D. Looking at the future, player 1 said, if I play A, I'll get a payoff of 0. Hence, let me play D and get a payoff of 1, comma 1. So here the subgame perfect equilibrium is 1, comma 1. And it is, calculated by backward induction. This is backward induction. When you see the future and you predict what the other person will do if he is a rational individual. Okay. And accordingly decide your strategy today. So that is a backward induction subgame. Okay. Here the answer is 1, comma 1, which most of you have already pointed out in the chat box. Absolutely correct. Very good.